Hi, my name is Brehm. I'd like to bear my testimony of how I became a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. When I was younger, my mom, my dad divorced when I was about 5. My father was a very spiritual man, Christian. My mom, not so much a believer, so I had a certain amount of faith in my life, but not something steady. I did, when I graduated from high school, search for an answer. I really sort of felt a little bit lost, not really sure, not really feeling for sure that any church had the true truth. Investigating different religions, seeing at the time, realizing now in retrospect which one fit me better rather than which one had the actual truth. I had a sister who became a member of the church when I was probably about 10 years old, and she became my best friend. So I had a lot of influence from her. In fact, I did live with her for a few years, and because of seeing how wonderful her family was, having that gospel in her life, I decided to take the discussions with the missionaries at about the age of 18. I got through about 5 lessons, and of course I was asked to be baptized, and I had a fear in me, so I discontinued my discussions and never pursued investigating the church again. At that time, I had a lot of people who were giving me anti-Mormon stuff. I read a lot of books, had a lot of people counseling me that I would be making a big mistake. I know now, looking back, that I spent more time looking at the negative side or the doubting side than I ever did reading the Book of Mormon or praying about it. And I'm positive now that I'm older that that's exactly why I didn't pursue it when I was younger. Fast forward 30 years, and with the COVID pandemic, my wife witnessed that my sister had a great peace with everything that was going on in the world, and she asked her where that peace came from, and my sister said the peace came from having the restored gospel and having the truth. And so my wife asked if we could get some of that peace in our life, and my sister suggested we start the discussions with the missionaries. I said okay, with no real intent of it going anywhere, because I'd been there and done that 30 years earlier, but saw no harm in it. Definitely made it hard for the missionaries to connect with me for the first couple months, putting them off, making excuses, not finding the time, and eventually gave in, had a meeting over Zoom, which did not go well, did not inspire me to do further, but then thankfully the next meeting we were able to do in person. And I could say from that very first meeting that something changed for me. I spent no time investigating the anti-Mormon aspect. I decided very intently this time around to read the Book of Mormon every day, to pray about it, just to ponder the truths behind it. We met with the missionaries twice a week for 4 months, and someone said to me that sometimes your spiritual awakening comes like a spotlight or a bright light, almost immediately. For me, it was more like a sunrise. I just gradually started to feel better about what I was studying, better about what I was learning. Couldn't say any particular day where I woke up and said, this is the truth, but I know when the time came to be baptized, I didn't have any reservation, and I decided to go through with it. And even on that day, I know that I had no fear, no apprehension. So I'm so grateful. It has changed my life. I haven't had the easiest time with my wife and I, but it has changed our life. It's completely changed us around, and having that roadmap of the gospel, knowing that it's true, has just given me a peace that I've never had before in my life. So I testify that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the one true church, that Joseph Smith is a prophet, that the church does have living prophets today, and that there is no greater truth, more truer truth than this truth.